Well, hello and welcome back to the Big Dreams Travel Podcast. This is episode number 8, part of a series of podcasts here where we are giving you some live updates from the Disneyland Resort. I'm your host, John Arthur. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. We want to remind you, before we start, to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, or if you are watching on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to thank you so much for listening or watching. These are not going to be video episodes on YouTube just because of the nature of the daily live updates while we are at Disneyland, but we do thank you for watching, and we'll have plenty of video content out on the YouTube channel. So with that, let's get going. These are going to be the updates for day 2 of our Disneyland trip. Well, welcome back to day number 2 of our updates here live from the Disneyland Resort. Today, we are over in DCA, and we made it for early entry again from our Disneyland hotel stay. We get access to early entry, and so we did that here this morning. We were able to get in the park early and line up for early entry, and let me tell you, it's a big benefit here at DCA to have that early entry, because we were able to get in the park at about 7:20 when they opened the gates. We lined up for early entry on the right-hand side of the street, and they opened things up at 7:30 for us. Now, Radiator Springs Racers is not open for early entry, so we went and did Web Slingers, and then we were able to do Mater's Junkyard Jamboree there in Cars Land. And we were able to go ahead, and at about 7:58, about 2 minutes before the park opened, which is when Radiator Springs opened, we were able to get in line there at Radiator Springs. And all of the regular day guests that were being held until 8 a.m. were being held back in the entry area of the park. And so we were able to get in line for Radiator Springs Racers. So that's really the biggest benefit. And so we had 3 rides done by about 8:10. And then we were going to ride Luigi's Roadsters. It was down to start the day, so we went on and did Guardians of the Galaxy with a lightning lane. We didn't really need a lightning lane, but we're not coming back to this park this evening, so we went ahead and used it. Great ride. We really liked it compared to Florida just because all the screens and the storyline we think is really cool and kind of new, so we did that. And then we walked over here to Paradise Gardens, and we did Little Mermaid. My wife loves that one. And then we headed it back and did Goofy's Sky School. And our kids were able to do it 3 times. We did it once, and our backs made it out okay. It's, of course, pretty rough, but it is fun. And the kids did it several times. And now we stopped for a little sausage and egg corn dog from the Corn Dog Castle, and it was delicious. It's a sausage and egg corn dog with some raspberry sauce and powdered sugar on top. And it was delicious. We had to go back and get a second one that we were sharing as a family just because it was so good. So we really enjoyed that one over here. And then our boys did jump on the Silly Symphony swings while we got some food. And now we're about to walk over to Incredicoaster and use our lightning lane. It's about 9:40. So having a good morning so far. We're going to do Incredicoaster and see what else we get into. We'll check in a little bit. All right, so last I checked in, we were having breakfast, or not breakfast, but having a little morning snack over in Paradise Gardens in DCA. And we are back at our hotel now, here at the Disneyland Hotel, taking a little break this afternoon. But the rest of the morning, after we had that sausage, egg, corn dog, which was delicious, we headed over to Incredibles and used our lightning lane, had a fun ride there on Incredibles. About the time we started that, we ended up with an immediate lightning lane ready to go at Soarin', and had a good ride on Soarin'. And about the time we scanned in at Soarin', was able to do a lightning lane for Monsters, Inc. for about 10 minutes later. So it was really a good and successful morning with the lightning lanes over at DCA. All of those were short waits. At that point, our family split up a little bit. My wife brought our youngest son back to the hotel to kind of start a break. They got some lunch on their way. My oldest son, we went to the Animation Academy. We've enjoyed that already a couple times on this trip. It's air conditioned. It's a nice experience. It gives you a chance to do something a little different. And so we had fun doing the Animation Academy. And then we had lunch at Earl of Sandwich, which is always good. I've missed it being in Florida over the last couple of years as things have been getting renovated and modified in Disney Springs. So it was nice to have Earl of Sandwich, and we're just taking a break here this afternoon. So I will check in a little bit down the road here. We are planning on heading to Disneyland tonight. We've already got an Indiana Jones and a Space Mountain Lightning Lane ready to go, and we will be stacking a few more here throughout the afternoon every couple of hours and picking up a new one. So we should have a pretty good evening set up and ready to go with Lightning Lanes. So we'll check in a little bit. All right, so I'm back here with the final update for tonight. We are walking back into the Disneyland Hotel, and we had a great night at Disneyland Park. I'll just quickly go through a rundown. We mostly used Lightning Lanes that I stacked throughout the day, but we did have a dinner at Cafe Orleans. It was not bad, not a great dinner. The seafood boil wasn't my favorite. It was okay. The Monte Cristo was good, though. The candle dessert that came with the prefix menu that I got was really delicious. We really enjoyed that. And the kids both enjoyed their kids' meals. But we did a bunch of rides with Lightning Lane very quickly. Indiana Jones, Big Thunder, Millennium Falcon, Space Mountain. We also threw in there Pirates of the Caribbean. Wait times were pretty short in general. Many of these Lightning Lanes we didn't need, or we were at the merge point in about the same amount of time standby people were. So really not a very crowded night. We did watch the fireworks. We went up to the It's a Small World viewing area right outside the ride, and we arrived about 5 minutes before the fireworks start time, grabbed a spot on the ground, and were able to see pretty much all of the fireworks with a great view, the projections with a great view. What I loved about sitting here for the fireworks is all of the people that are watching in this area pretty much stayed seated. And so we didn't have to stand up. We were able to stay seated and see the projections and see the fireworks. And it's nice to just not have to line up super early. So highly recommend that area. We did do some more rides when it was over. We did Matterhorn with a Lightning Lane. We did Buzz Lightyear with a Lightning Lane. We did Astro Orbiter, and then we went back into Fantasyland and did a few dark rides. We did Snow White and Pinocchio, both with short waits, and then went back into Toontown. We did Roger Rabbit very quickly, and then final ride of the night, we went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We just jumped in the standby line. It was posted 25 minutes. It took us 15. So a nice, easy way to get on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is jumping on right around park close. Throughout our whole trip, it seemed to be a pretty easy, pretty short wait time to get on there at that time. So that was a great day for today. Thanks for listening. Well, thank you so much for tuning into our live updates from the Disneyland Resort. We appreciate you listening and to our podcast and supporting our YouTube channel. It is great to have you as a part of the Travel Buzz podcast family. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Travel Buzz podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out all of our shows each week, either on YouTube at Big Dreams Travel or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, we would love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you click the notification bell so that you know when we post new episodes or videos. I'm John Arthur. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful week and have fun planning those future dream vacations.